Hello class, I hope you had a great weekend, and to all the mothers out there, happy belated Mother's Day. Well, we're looking at chapter 2 this week, and we're looking at problems and what we want to research in physical education. That's the part I'm going to focus on. So I got into physical education due to my son becoming a type 1 diabetic, and I saw how drastically it changed our life, and also I found out how many children today have type 2 diabetes. And honestly, when I was growing up, I did not know one single child who had type 2 diabetes. In fact, that was a disease that you didn't get until you were in your 40s or older. And so the fact that we have so many children today who are pre-diabetic, who have type 2 diabetes, which is being caused through poor exercise habits and poor nutrition, it's just devastating to me because it really does affect the whole family in so many different ways. So my biggest struggle throughout trying to decide exactly what my capstone was going to be about was really figuring out exactly which problem I was going to research. Diabetes has so many things that you can research. You can research the nutrition side of it. You can talk about intermittent fasting. You can talk about the effects of cardio exercise versus strength training exercise. You can look at the environment versus hereditary. There are so many different factors, and then how each of those even relate to each other. So I was really trying to figure out, how do I determine exactly which problem I'm going to focus on and which ones I'm not going to, because I can't cover it all. There's just no way. And so in this forum, it said to look at a problem in PE. Well, diabetes is really a problem in our children's life. It's not necessarily a problem in physical education. The lack of fitness causes the diabetes, but that's not the physical education problem. So one thing that I really liked about chapter 2 is it did talk about, make observation, read lots of literature, find something that's interesting and motivating to colleagues. And I really feel like I've already done all that, talked to the experts. I've been doing that for years, 5 years in fact, since my son's been diagnosed. But one of the issues that I haven't really been able to do is, how am I going to tie that into physical education? So one of the parts in chapter 2 talked about write, rewrite, read it again, review. So I started doing that. And then it also talked about how just start underlining certain things that you for sure want to research, you're for sure interested in, and then start scratching out some things that I'm not going to do this. I'm choosing not to research this. And as I was doing that, as I was writing it and rewriting it and reviewing it, I really feel like I was able to narrow it down. I'm excited. So this is what I want to do. I want to analyze, when did we start decreasing physical education time in our elementary schools? When did we start not hiring qualified physical educators to teach our children during physical education time? When did we start bringing in the high school students and they started teaching elementary students during the physical education time? Or we started taking our elementary teachers who are already teaching our students math and English and science and everything else. When did we start handing them physical education as well? When did all this take effect? How many minutes or hours are we losing that our children used to have physical education time, but now it's been slashed by the state or by the school district? And I really want to analyze that information and that data, look at all that and the dates as well. And then I want to analyze the information of, when did our children start becoming pre-diabetic? When did they start developing type 2 diabetes? When did we see this rise? And if I can, I want to even look at locations. Do we have more type 2 diabetic children in this location? And how many minutes of physical education do they have in elementary school in that location? And really start comparing those two things. And will I see a connection? The loss of PE time, the loss of our physical education teachers in elementary school, did that cause a rise in type 2 diabetes in our children? I believe that a problem will lead to other problems And I believe it's a problem that our children in elementary school are not getting enough physical education time. And so I want to analyze that information and look into it. That's my idea. That's my thoughts. I hope to hear back from you and see what you think as well. And also interested to see what problems you're going to be investigating. Have a great week.